welcome to the Be Me Live. My name is Nettie, and as you guys can tell, today we have our first guest. His name is Josh. Hi, Josh.
I thought you were like gonna keep introducing, but all right. Is there like a take two on it?
Yeah, you can say hi. Okay.
Right. Take two. That's a take two. That's a take two, AJ.
So today we're gonna be talking about several things. Some of them about Josh's research, what he does in the lab, how he got into the lab, and I know he's really good at networking. So we're gonna be talking about that too. Okay. So first thing,
Nice.
I guess the first question is like, or not a question, just like tell us like a little bit about your background, because I know you're from Chicago, but like, how did you get here?
All right, so it's pretty interesting. I am from Chicago, so and I've been here in Texas for what, 2.5, 3 years now. So one thing is I always wanted to get away from the cold weather up there. So I was like, just Texas. I just chose Texas. My old boss asked me if I ended up throwing a dart at the map and chose San Antonio. I was like, not sure, but yeah, it was meant to be. So I ended up here. So,
did you come here like to go to UTSA, or did you come here and then you chose UTSA?
I actually came here and then chose UTSA. So yeah, I came here and chose UTSA. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
okay, well, second question, why did you choose BME?
oh, all right. That's a long question, but
It's okay.
I give you the concise version of it. So actually all throughout my life I've been like in and out of the hospital. So I'm not sure if you probably know, but I had a kidney transplant. So
I didn't know that.
so
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
so just like being back and forth throughout the hospital, you pick up on like the doctor's language almost as your second language now. So being me was just so natural for me to fall right into it and to pretty much give back. I wanted to always get into it, figure out how to help others and give back to people that were just like me.
Aw.
So yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm definitely driven from like all my past experiences. That's what like really got me started into being me.
Wow, that's really cool. So we all know in our class that you got published. Your research got published like in several news articles, right? Like not just one. So can you talk a little bit about your research?
All right, so first and foremost, I work with a team that is just outstanding. So I wouldn't be able to do it without like anybody. I'm working with Austin Shelby. I work with Priya Jan, Dr. Loudhood in the BME department. He's actually mechanical, but I work with him. We actually do a collaboration with Southwest Research Institute. So just being around all of them for one kind of pushed me to be a little bit better for one. So but the research just pretty much focused on 3D polymerized particle that's minimally invasive for drug delivery. So my aspect of it is what I do is try to master the 3D printing. So I want to make sure that since we need to get 3mm particles, what's really important is the internal characteristics of that particle, which you have to really master, so that's mostly what I do is the 3D printing of it. Once we get the 3D prints, then we'll go ahead and test it for degradation over a period of time.
Wow.
So pretty cool. I've been on this project for almost a year now. So yeah, I think it was a little time before I got on to where they already had some things in place, but for me it's been about a year. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. For the most part on my side it's just like, let's just make it work.
Yeah.
Let's try to cure cancer and make it work, If a patent come out of it, it come out of it, but I'm enjoying just like just printing the particles and just pretty much seeing how it degrades over time. It's just like all of the stuff you do in class, you're actually doing it in the lab.
Yeah.
You know, and everything you learn, you can actually apply it. So that's what I'm enjoying. So whatever he decides, I'm with it as well. So
that's cool. And how did you get into the lab?
Okay, so this is interesting. If anybody knows me, they know that I talk to almost everybody.
Yeah.
Almost everybody that I see is like, I talk to them. So maybe last semester I was working with a tutor for, I believe, a physics class. But he wasn't just a tutor. I always joke with him, and you know, we actually have a good conversation. And one day in January, he actually told me, he came and told me, he's like, hey, Dr. Hood has a meeting about labs. I think you should join. And I was like, sure, absolutely.
Like,
it's
join the meeting?
No, he was just tutoring me. And then he wanted me to come and join a meeting and see what the labs are about, what types of projects are going on in the lab. So I was like, okay, well, all of the advisors are saying like, we need to get in a research lab. And I was like, yeah, it was on my to-do list, but all right, I guess like I'll go to the meeting and let's see what it's about, you know. And that's when I met Priya, and then we got onto the polymer project that we're working on right now. So
wow.
That was just a blessing.
That was really
just
smooth.
like, I was just like, yeah. Since I moved out here to Texas, everything just moved nice and smooth for me. So
that's really nice.
It's definitely a blessing.
Yeah. So next thing I wanted to talk about, Josh and I recently, and like a bunch of other classmates, like we went to the BMES Atlanta conference.
Yes.
And it was really cool. But I know the one thing that Josh kept telling me about, like every day, like he was like, Medi, you have to network. Like, have you been networking? It's like, you have to do it, you know?
That's true.
So I feel like, you know, I'm a very shy person, you know, like it's kind of hard for me to network. But Josh, on the other hand, he's like super talkative, like talks to everyone. Everyone likes Josh, like students and professors. So I have to ask you this question, Josh.
Okay.
How do you network?
Oh, all right. So, how do I network? Well, I'm gonna start with how I learned to just be so open and network, which was when I was, it's a funny story, but when I was little, my oldest brother just told me like, hey, like I ended up liking some girl, and he told me the worst thing she could tell you is no. Just go up and talk to her and ask her. And then I went up and she told me no, but that changed my life right there. And I was just like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Like, life went on from there. I was just like, all right, I don't think I'll ever see her again. And that was it. So that kind of introduced, like, from me being young, I was just like, pretty much now I just go up and, you know, I'm interested in other people's lives as well. Like, if I'm a BME and you're a mechanical engineer, I want to know more about you, you know. But genuinely, I actually want to know, like, how did you get where you ended up getting, you know? So I think when I'm networking, or like my advice for like anybody that's networking is, for one, just be genuine, you know. I think people can feel if you're just like, oh, hey, so what do you do, like that, you know? So like, be genuine. Like, what real questions do you have, you know? If you come in contact with a kidney doctor, you know, ask them, you know, what really made you get into the field that you in, you know? But all of the questions are genuine. And as far as networking as well is, just look at everybody else like your colleagues as well. Might be your professor, but one day, one thing that I got from Dr. Rathbone is he said that one day we'll all be colleagues, you know. So I think people can kind of feel when you're intimidated by them, you know. So just have a natural conversation, open up, have a natural conversation, and talk about the things that you want to talk about, and you know, just like how me and you talking now, you know. So don't be afraid.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's good. And well, I don't know if you already answered this question, but No, you haven't.
What
sorry.
was it?
No, sorry. I was just gonna say, why is it important to network in the VME career? You know, like.
Well, for one, you never know who you'll end up running into for your next job opportunity, right? So you just want to have everything lined up for once you get out of school, that somebody's like, oh yeah, I remember Maddie, she was the one always coming up asking me about silk or something, you know, which is my thing there, everybody. But that's really, really important. You want people to remember you, so when you leave and college is over and everybody moves on in their lives, you want, maybe you can't find a job, God forbid, but somebody probably remember you. Like, oh, I do remember that guy with the man bun on his head that kept on bothering me.
Oh, is that why you have it?
There you go. And you have to be unique, right? So you want people to remember who you are. When we was actually at the BMES conference, one of the professors, I added on LinkedIn, I was like, yeah, don't forget about me. She was like, I won't forget you. Your name is Joshua and you have the man bun. I was like, perfect. I'm never cutting this off now. I'm never cutting this. So, but seriously, it is really, really important because you never know who's going to be the next connect for your job. Or
that's true.
Yeah, so you just never know. So
I think now we're gonna go into the questions. Let's see. So, oh, nice. Okay, we have 3 questions.
Oh, nice,
we have 3 people on
nice.
Instagram. My Instagram will be here at the BME Live. Josh doesn't have an Instagram.
I don't, but I need to create one.
You do.
I definitely do. I have Snapchat though.
Oh, okay. Follow him on Snapchat. Ali asked, what made you want to do BME? So you kind of already answered that. So I guess we'll just, or do you want to say something else?
Yeah, I kind of touched on that one, but just a lot of personal experiences. So that's what really got me into the BME department or pursuing a career in BME. Just the fact that I can change other people's lives as well, through knowledge first, is what kind of got me into the BME department. So yeah.
And I guess I just thought, like, what do you like the best about BME? Like, your concentration is biomaterials and tissue engineering.
Yeah.
Would you say that's like your area, like,
yes,
that you love?
Yes, I do. I love that. I love the fact that a material, let's say PCL, polycaprolactone, right? Like, it has so many different characteristics about it. Like, you can change so many different things, you know, in materials to where it could fit a patient. You know, I love the tunability. Mm-hmm. That's what I really, really love about materials. So, yeah, I think that's where my engineering mind come in to kick. Is like, well, if I make PCL and then I coat it with silk, then what would that bring? You know, it's like this mad scientist.
So you really like the materials science.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
I honestly, like, I don't really like the materials so much, but like, because biomaterials was such a hard class, like, it was like really tough for me. It was I think it was tough for me, but it was interesting. That's what helped me, like, really get through it, because it was tough. I think, like, the phase diagrams and stuff like that, I was like, okay, that's weird. You know, but after, like, especially printing the particles that I print in lab, it's like, oh, this makes sense. You know, like, you need to know this about the material. So honestly, after I went into the research lab, that's why I really fell in love with the materials. I was like, I really like this. So yeah. Okay, next question is from Paola. She said, can you give us some advices on how to network with professors? And then I think she said something like, if we are, like, shy, or
if you're shy. So I would say in order to, like, overcome the shyness, per se, put the question on them. Make them talk first, you know. That way you can get some of your jitters out. And but as far as networking with professors, like I said earlier, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Like, what's the worst thing they can do? You know? I have no idea. Like, it's just like, All I can say is, oh, I don't have office hours right now or something like that. But go in, open up, and just make them remember you. You know, make them remember you. You know, make them see that you're an interesting person. So that's my main thing about networking with professors. Don't be scared. Go in, act as if it's your colleague, which technically it is. So
Yeah.
just relax. Everything is good.
Oh.
So
That's good. I don't think I told you, but there's this girl on Instagram that started following me, and she's from Colombia.
Oh.
And she's coming into UTSA
No way.
next semester.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, she's coming?
yeah, she's coming next semester.
Nice.
I told her like we have 2 faculty from Colombia, like
Yep.
Dr. Gaviria, and there's a new Maria Gonzalez.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we just got a new, she'll probably have to take statics, but this guy's from Colombia as well.
Really?
The one I'm taking the statics with as well.
Wow.
Dr. Restrepo.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But her question was, what is the most challenging part of studying BME?
The most challenging part of studying BME.
It's a good question.
That is actually a really, really, really good question. You know what? Man, that's a good question. I think the first part was like my first year.
Me too.
Yeah,
The
first year it was like,
horrible.
what in the world is this? That's just kind of getting familiar with
But
concepts
wait,
and
like
stuff.
the first year, like of BME
Of
or
BME.
like pre,
Of
like
BME for
engineering.
me was like last year,
physiology.
physio, and just like getting used to like all of the terms. But
Yeah.
the most challenging thing about studying BME, what was that? That was the question, right?
Yeah, the most challenging thing.
I just felt like we don't have like now that we here at juniors, like it's like I feel like nothing can stop us now.
Right? Like I feel the same.
Okay, alright, so-
I feel the same. Like I know my first year, like I was doing really bad.
Mhm.
Like I think I got like 2 C's,
Yeah,
2 B's,
yeah.
and 1 A.
See, that's
so yeah.
yeah, that's but oh, you know what? I know what the most challenging part was. The most challenging part for me was actually seeing myself as a BME. That was my whole thing. It was in my mind, like, can I really be a biomedical engineer? And that's what kind of screwed me up that first year. And so, but now it's like nothing is really like, of course the material might get a little hard here and there, but nothing can stop you now. You know, like you're gonna graduate, you're gonna do it, especially if you have a passion for it. So
Yeah.
I don't know how else to answer that question.
No.
But that's a good question.
I think the most challenging part for me of like, well, I don't know if this, because like I don't know if this answers the question, but like I definitely know that, like I said, like the first semester was like super hard for me.
Yeah.
But they were all like engineering courses, like they were not BME.
Yeah.
Once I got into like the BME core, like I mean they're hard, but like they're all related.
That is
So-
true.
and
That is
it's
true.
really interesting, you know. But then when you're taking physics and like statistics and calculus, it's just like,
Cal, everything is so that first year,
Yeah.
that weed out year, they try to like cut everybody out from being BMEs. I think that's where that challenge came in from.
Yeah.
I think that probably come in for a lot of people.
yeah.
You
And
know.
I also think one of the things was that I was only taking one class with friends. Like all the other classes, I was on my own.
Oh.
So I think that's also like a challenging part. Is like you can't be on your own. Like you need to find friends.
That is true. That is very, very true. Networking.
Yeah.
Network, make new friends, but
And it's really easy because like we take all the classes together.
right. So yeah,
That's really
it should
nice.
be easy to at least find one.
Yeah.
Any more challenges
I
for-
think honestly, well, not anymore since I'm in the lab.
Yeah.
But at first it was like, I feel like they put stress on you on like you need to be part of a lab.
Yeah.
You need to get an internship.
Yeah, that is
like,
true.
That's really stressful.
That was really stressful. I was like, I don't know how in the world I'm gonna get in the lab.
Yeah. Okay. So last question no, is from Adrian. He said, how does it feel to be a BME at UTSA? Special smart group of elite people?
Oh man, it actually do feel cool.
Yeah.
Like it does feel cool that you're an engineer, and it's not even more so like that you're an engineer. It's like, dang, I'm that much more knowledgeable, you know. So it feels really good.
I think one of my favorite things about it, or like people's reactions, is that, you know, when people ask you, oh, like, oh, what are you studying, or like, what's your major, and you're like, biomedical engineering, they always say, wow, you must be really smart.
Yeah, and that is true. That is true. I thought, yeah, and that's one thing about me too, is like when we say smart and intelligent, I never consider myself like smart. When I looked it up in the dictionary, it was like more like you can respond this fast, and you have, you know.
I think I'm the same. Like, I'm not smart.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I'm more intelligent, because when I first got into BME, I didn't know any of this, right? But from studying now, I've acquired so much knowledge about it. You know, now I feel like, okay, I'll classify myself more intelligent instead of like, yeah. Maybe the dictionary wrong, but I don't know.
No, my mom always told me, like, you're school smart. You're not like life smart. So yeah.
Like, you're school smart, but you're not like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. But
Yeah.
that's fine though.
But yeah, it does feel pretty cool, especially knowing that you can like go back and change people's lives, and just it's science.
Yeah.
Like, who don't love science?
Okay, so it's just, we pretty much went over everything we had to go over. But I guess last point I want to cover is like your final advice for someone who might be a struggling BME undergrad, or they are thinking of going into BME. What would be your advice, like in general?
My advice is, you know, just never shut yourself out to think that you can't be a BME. So one of my favorite players in basketball is Derrick Rose, right? So because we went to school together and everything, and I'm just like, one thing he said when he was going to be MVP, he was like, why can't I be the MVP? Why can't I be the youngest MVP that's alive? Why not me? You know, and I kind of took that to heart. It's like, okay, why not me? Why can't I be a BME? You know, so don't never shut yourself out to like not seeing yourself being able to move forward. That's one of the main things. And as far as struggling in BME, you have to put the time in. You really have to put the time in. Don't be a surface studier, biomedical engineer. I do not do that. Go in depth of the material. Make sure you understand why materials behave the way that they're behaving. Like, or if you don't understand it, try to make your own hypothesis out of it. Maybe it's wrong. It's a hypothesis, right? So when you're studying and when you're listening to the professors, try to relate it back to something. Why does that make sense? And if you can come up with something that is kind of contradictory to it, ask the question, you know. And just keep learning, you know. Never just take the classes for granted to just get the degree, and where will you end up in a few years, you know, if you're just doing that. So study hard. You know, study hard, it'll all pay off later. Just study hard. So yeah, that's my only advice.
Like, when you were saying that, like, I thought that I feel like one of the things that BME has helped me as a person, like, or not as a person, but just what I've noticed that has changed in me is that now I'm more like, oh, why does this happen? Or like it makes me more like, I don't know how to say it, but like, for example, like Adrian, like he's like wearing contacts right now, and I'm like, what do you wish was different about your contacts? Like what like, I wonder what's the mechanism behind it,
exactly,
or like, how can we make it better, you know?
Exactly.
And I think like that's like BME, you know, like
that is true.
Like there's a lot of I think that's engineering in general,
yeah,
but BME is like focused on life quality.
Yeah,
You know,
that
so
is true.
I feel like that's like my favorite thing about uni.
That is definitely true. That's what I like about it as well. And see, you probably wouldn't even know that if you were like just studying for exams and just like kind of blowing it off. But from you like really putting in that time is now you can ask questions like, you know, like what would you want to change about your contacts? You know, you already know about polymers, so you know you're already thinking about how you can alter the polymer. You know, that is so rewarding. Like after all of this time we've been studying, you know, it's like, oh, I can actually think of my own design now. You know, so I got all of the tools I need. So yeah, why not? So yeah,
I think we're ready to conclude this interview. Thank you so much for accepting to do this.
No problem at all. Thank you so much for having me here, and I hope this helped anybody that's have any doubts about being a BME. At least you know if I'm doing it, you doing it.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it. It's already been done. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
So.
Okay guys, well thank you so much for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Yay.
Nice, that was good. Way to knock that one out.
So,
wait, is my hair alright?
You're good.
I didn't
got it
fix
done.
my hair out there.
How do you
Gosh,
feel?
that was actually pretty good. That was very informative. Good question too. But I was like, what do you mean? What is a force? Like, you know?